Hi, everybody. Radical Gardener. Well, I've been in the garden. You can see I'm beet red. I was just out there and kind of doing, not kind of, but doing some small things. I have some great new solutions. I want to show you what's been going on. The garden changes so fast in this environment being in Florida. It just blows my mind how fast everything grows, and you think something's dead and it's not. And I cut a plant down because I had every intention of pulling it out, and then 2 days later it was growing leaves, and I thought, okay, here we go, it's a pepper plant. I've never had that happen before. Have I? Well, maybe I have had plants grow that I didn't think were going to grow, but I really cut that plant down. I was done with it in the garden. Anyway, but let's start with this new place that I'm getting my seeds from. Of course, they're organic, and it's called Green in Garden, and she's Asian, and she's from Florida. And the reason I wanted to try her seeds, and her celery's doing really well. The reason I wanted to try her seeds is because she grows down here, and she propagates down here, and she cultivates her seeds down here. And so I just feel that her plants may be, used to the heat and heat tolerant, whereas maybe seeds I would get for somewhere else may not have that advantage. So I'm going to show you what I got here. Yeah, let me switch this around in a big fat hand, and there you go. Okay, so these are her seeds. This Bok Choy All Seasons, this is a all-season Chinese lettuce. So it's supposed to grow just all year long, cooler and warmer temperatures. So I'm excited to start that. And my Russian lettuce, it did finally show up, and I've been picking off of it for the last week. I didn't get a lot, but I got some. And you know how I feel about that is you just grow a lot of different things and you just eat what you have, right? All right, the next one here that I got is a Bok Choy. Is this the Bok Choy? No, this is the Okra. So I got 2 packages of this Okra. I'm just crazy about Okra. I love the plant. I'm crazy about the plant. So will I be using it all right now? No, it loves the heat. And when I show you my new shade cloths that I just found on Amazon, which are working really well, the okra is the only thing that doesn't need a shade cloth. It just loves the heat and incredibly heat tolerant. It had big yellow flowers on it earlier today, but I just watered it because it was, it always looks wilted around 3 o'clock in the afternoon after it's been in the heat. And then once you water it in another hour or so, it looks really good again. So I just watered it. I don't know how it's going to look when I show it to you. Then we have Bok Choy. And this Bok Choy, from what I was reading, this too is pretty tolerant. I haven't grown Bok Choy in years. I grew it when I lived in Seattle. I did really well with Bok Choy. I had some amazing soil when I was in Seattle that we got from this farmer. It was incredible soil. I've never had soil that good since. But anyways, so you can see the name of her website is AsianGardenToTable.com, and she also does cooking and that. This woman is an incredible gardener. It's her and her husband. She's got squash growing on her fence, and I'm telling you, squash did not do well for me. There were bugs all over it. I'm going to try her squash next time I want to grow it, but her squash is just phenomenal. So I'm going to start watching her channel. She talks about, she even goes around and what do you call it? And propagates with a Q-tip. I think that's what I saw, because the plants that she was talking about, I think it was the squash, didn't flower until later in the day, and then just so that they had a chance to do, because the bees, usually your bees are out early in the morning. They can be out all day, but, you see your bee activity really in the morning. So because those blossoms didn't come out until the afternoon, she went ahead and she pollinated, not propagate, but she pollinated with a little Q-tip. So I'm impressed with her. She's something else. I think she brings a lot of Asian gardening techniques with her, which are very old techniques. So I'm going to be paying attention to her a little bit more. But anyways, let's go out in the garden and I'll show you what's been going on. I've also been working on my house plants and all these plants out here. These need some more soil, so I'll be working on my plants. My repotted a lot of my cactus. So you can see they're looking pretty darn good. There's a hot cat and a beach towel. Okay, so I want you to remember, I've only been working on this for 4 months. So this is, again, one plant at a time. It can come together really fast. So you can see the sweet potatoes took over. I've got the bags out that were growing, some onions, some beans. They did okay. I got beans off of them. I got some onions out, but the squash wants this area and it can have that. That's some random seed, or maybe it's a weed. I don't know. I'm leaving it until I see exactly what it is. But doesn't it look great? So I want to show you this, and this is my new crop of beans. I've already picked my beans. These are my, this is, my elephant plant, elephant ear, and that stalk, which was gigantic, I brought it down from Michigan, just broke off. So I know now to support this plant so it doesn't do that, but the smaller part of it is still alive and still growing, so thank God. Okay, and then there's a gecko. There he goes. All right, these are my dwarf tomato. They just couldn't look healthier. I'm so knocked out by the thickness of the stalk and the color of the leaves. Remember, this is a very harsh climate. Here's my tomatoes coming in. Alice turned me onto this. Thanks, Alice. I love these, and I'll be planting them all year, and I have tons of them. I bought so many of these seeds. The cactus, the pineapple's like ready to pick. I want to grow more pineapple. Just haven't gotten around buying a plant or a seed. But I'll probably see what I can do. God, I love it. There's always so many geckos everywhere. That's my herb garden. It's going crazy. There's that pepper plant that I cut down and it's regrowing. And my tomatillos. You can see them all coming in back here. And then I planted leeks. And here's one that I planted a couple months ago. He's doing really well. And then these are all baby leeks all growing along here. There's one so just utilizing. And then Alice sent me this really cool seeds for, and there's my hibiscus up there. It's like a southwestern potato. It's a tuber. So I'm going to be putting it in here. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow or the next day. And I'll be using a lot of this soil. It's really good soil. This is a plastic pot. It didn't drain. I'm just getting rid of it. I'm not using plastic anymore. That's the old days. Clay pots, wood or metal beds. This pot, I have some plants I'm going to be putting in this. I'm going to be putting flowers in that basket right there. All of my berries just look fantastic. So I should be getting berries really soon, but the plants really came alive. There's my okra over there, but we'll get over there. This is my passion fruit. Look at this thing. It's just gone insane. I think I'm going to put a water feature back there. So I haven't watered yet. So you see things like this will look really dreary. But boy, look at all those peppers. And I dried a bunch of peppers, but I'm going to freeze peppers now because you can freeze them. And then when you take them out, they're just like fresh. They don't lose any of their taste. So I'll be doing that. Okay, my fennel, I had a ton of it. There were 6 caterpillars on here. And they just munched and munched and munched. And now I have new fennel growing. So they didn't eat all of it, so it's coming back. was great to see them, so I hope that they come around when they're big fat butterflies. Blueberry, and I'm getting some tomatoes. These are a larger. I don't even remember. Somebody gave me these tomato plants. I don't like them. They don't like. I don't know what's wrong with them, really. I don't really care. I really prefer the dwarf tomatoes, but I'll get some tomatoes off of it, and then I'm done with that. Here's my mint. It's a pineapple. That's going to be a pineapple tree. Not a pineapple, papaya. Yeah. As is that one right down there. Parsley, which is looking good. I brought that from Michigan, if you can believe it. Another dwarf tomato, another bean, but check out, and another dwarf tomato over there. Okay, so check out these. I'm using them for shade, and what they are is camouflage material. And I love it. It's really light. Look at, there's my lettuce, my Russian lettuce. You can see I ate all that behind there. There's my carrots, my parsley. Here's a melon that's growing out of the bed and down. You can see him. Some peppers. And then this is the celery I got from the Asian place. So this is going to be great. And again, I just always use my celery as cutting celery. I don't care about stalks or anything. But these are great. These are fantastic. They are great because they let the air flow through, and they're light, and they block the sun. But there's holes in it, so you get enough sun. I'm done with the arugula. I'm going to cut it back. Here's some more celery you can see. But my celery grew really slow, so I'm not going to give up on this guy. These are tons of, I'm going to talk about these clamps in a minute. These things are amazing. Okay, so these are all different, cleaning up as I'm talking to you, all different peppers that Pete sent me. And I think they all come from the Russian gal. So you can see they're all growing. They're all going to do well. So I'll be thinning these out soon. But let me show you these clamps. So I couldn't figure out how to get these things to stay on here. So I went up to Tractor Supply. See that? They're plastic, which means they're not hard to open. If you get those metal ones, they're really hard to open for my girl hands. And you just clamp them on any way you want. Just clamp them on like that. And oh my God, so they have them in a bag, 24 of them, all sizes. They just got them in Tractor Supply. And I planted what, 40 leeks in here. Been busy. I'll work on those pots tomorrow. Here's the okra. Bird feeder. Gotta feed the birds. You see? I love this stuff. I love how it looks. You can see the flowers on top. These are just, they're open during the day, earlier in the day. Hope you can see that. They're huge. I love these plants. I love them. I love the stalks. Everything about these plants. I think when you see that growth up on top, I'm pretty sure I over fertilized this. And this one, I have a garden guy, landscaping guy, really knows his stuff. It's coming on Thursday, and I'm going to ask him about what did I do wrong and how can I correct it. I didn't kill the plant or anything, but we wanted to produce fruit, so let's see what I did. Okay, here we go. So we've been working on this. Oh, and I got a bird bath at a garage sale. Yes, sirree. Because mine was left in Michigan, which I found heartbreaking. Another bird feeder. I'm going to have another one down there. All right, so here it is. Took up the raised beds, and you can see what I'm doing here. A lot of flowers. This is going to be bee and butterfly garden. There's going to be a lot of tropical plants along the house, and then I'll come out. But I am going to put a couple trees in here. So you can see I have all my fruit trees, and look at that. My mango tree came back to life. He looks fantastic. And there's my moringa tree, and I bought another one today that already has fruit on it. I'll talk about moringa trees in a little bit. A lot of you already know about that. So you can see I've done this corner and this corner. Slowly working on it. So all the soil that was in those beds is now against the house here. And I'm going to put another moringa tree right there, right in the middle. And another tree on the end, another tree here. And then I'm just going to plant around them and forward. There will be no grass by September, no grass. Lime trees. That's my tangerine tree. Here again. And in here, okay, so these were all flooded. And so what I did, I just thought, well, I lost all those seeds, but I didn't. All the eggplants were still, they were about, a quarter of an inch high, but they were alive. So I took all those and put them over in here. And they all made it. So if you can see, they're all planted in there. There's some eggplants there. Pretty terrific. So that really was a sense of accomplishment. Okay. There you go. All right, here is jasmine. We just planted this, so I'll be climbing over the top of that. It'll just be amazing. The fig tree is doing so well. He was dying when I moved in. And then there's my lemon tree. Look how beautiful. Just waiting for it to turn yellow. There's a big hole in the ground here, so I just put this big pot. Don't know what I'm going to plant there yet. And then here, I had to move these two because they were drowning, but they're going to make it. And these are my chickpeas. Let's see. This one got knocked over. So I'm going to have to come in and fix him a little bit. Chickpeas. And these are peppers. I think that's a bean plant somehow it got. And then this isn't going to do anything. This was, what was it, like a black bean or something? It's not going to do anything. I'm going to pull it and put something else there. Probably start with the Bok Choy. You can get the picture, eh? Oh my God, I just found my wire cutters. I've been looking all over for them. Where did they come from? The fairies. So don't worry, that plant looks horrible. Those flowers, it'll come back. It's done that to me once before. You can see. Lemongrass. There's this like passion flower plant, and it's really invasive, which I love. Just growing. I mean, every day I have to come out here and wrap it around this thing. Isn't it incredible? So it just bloomed a bunch of flowers, and now they're closed up, but there'll be more. And I'll clean up those shade plants. I'll trim them. You can see. It's climbing along the top here. Pretty good, huh, you guys? Fat these peppers are. So, this is now going to be, I'm going to put a water feature here, just like a fountain. And then I'm going to just put plants in pots around it. And then I have a basket I'm going to put there with flowers. And then there's my my barrel, my rain barrel, which I use all the time, all the time. That's a smart place to put it. So there you go. Oh, I'm so thrilled I found this wire cutter. I love this thing. It is the best for trimming plants because it's small and you can get in to kind of hard places. I got this fountain at a garage sale. And then I found this table at a garage sale. It's nice to listen to out here. All right, back in the house. Whew, it is warm out today. And I have to wear rubber boots. I've got to wear boots or I just get chewed up. I've learned my lesson. And I go out there with boots on and some pants and I don't get bit. There we go. A little rosy in the cheeks. All right. Whew. I love it though. It feels so good to perspire, to be in the sun, to grow, vegetables, to learn. I mean, things are strange right now. And I don't know if they're strange. It's just changing. And the craziness, we're seeing it, and we've seen it. We've been seeing it, and we're seeing it more, and just keeps revealing itself. There's nothing wrong with that, The hard part is going through it, though, huh? So I've taken a break from social media. I'm sweating. I'm taking a break from it. I mean, I'm going to post my YouTube videos and that, but something tells me over the next month, it's going to hit kind of a fever pitch. There's going to be, from both sides, a lot's going to be revealed about the bad guys. And then the bad guys, of course, are going to reciprocate, so to try and keep our attention off what they've done. And then September, it'll probably be at a fever pitch. October. Yeah, we're in for a few months of crazy. And then, of course, if and when Trump is elected, then they'll go crazy for, another few weeks probably. But so hang on to your hats, man. And I just need to, I do what I can to enlighten people and to talk to them about what I think is going on. Doesn't mean I'm right. It's just what I believe is going on. And, but in the meantime, I have to take care of my spirit and my soul, and I have a husband, I have animals, I've got a home, I've got a garden. I want to write, and I'm reading a lot, which is great. I'm reading forbidden archaeology. I'm reading mass history. That's what I'm into these days because, these wackadoodles are trying to eradicate our history. And I'm going to talk about that, but I want to talk about it in a more philosophical way than many have approached the subject, but I want to think about it a little bit more. Yeah. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the garden tour. And as soon as I eat, I may do another video. You know how that goes. I usually don't get around doing a second one in the same day, but I'll try. And if not, I'm going to make one tomorrow because my schedule is really lightening up. Okay, all right, so I love you all. So Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours, may your garden always grow. And I'm sending you a ton of love because that's what I do. Okay, see you later. Goodbye.